Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. Today is a very special day for me personally because today, November 17th, 2022, marks my 5-year anniversary since I first purchased XRP. Now, I actually jumped into crypto just 1 week prior to that, mind you. And it was on a whim. I read an article that was negative and scary sounding about losses having to do with Ethereum. Somebody accidentally sent ETH to a crypto address that couldn't be retrieved. It was a whole thing. Is what I read it and I was like, okay, so even if that's a thing that happened, I want to know more. This is very interesting, and that's the day I jumped in. And on something of a whim, I ended up purchasing 3 cryptocurrencies that day on Coinbase. Yes, I signed up for Coinbase. November 10th, 2017, I purchased ETH. That was the first crypto I purchased. Then I purchased Litecoin, and then I purchased Bitcoin. And mind you, this sounds really old-timey now. Those were the only 3 cryptocurrencies for sale on Coinbase at the time. That was it. There were 3 cryptos. And because they were there, I purchased them. And I was learning, just kind of dipping my toe into the water, no serious money at that point, but I wanted to learn and get the experience of what it was like and understand the infrastructure. And I wasn't sold on crypto on the whole at that point. I thought it's interesting. I did think, yeah, there really could be something to this, but I wasn't really completely sold. I wasn't completely sold until I realized that there were business models that could exist thanks to decentralized cryptocurrencies that otherwise could not exist because that represents value, which is different than price. And so I started going down the list of cryptocurrencies in terms of market cap. I came across XRP and I was just like, I was just engrossed by it. I was like, whoa. So that's the moment. It's where I had my aha moment. I was like, crypto's never going away. That was my moment, coming across XRP, recognizing it changes the way that people can conduct business, changes actual human behavior for the positive. I was like, well, that's value, which is different than price. Ain't going away. And XRP could fail. It could be Bitcoin could fail, whatever. Not that I think they are, and I certainly don't want them to. But I'm just saying, even if I'm betting on the wrong horses, there's utility to this, and for that reason, crypto's never going away. And so then I got really interested. And so a week after I jumped into crypto, I purchased my first altcoin that wasn't on Coinbase for the first time, and it was XRP, November 17th, 2022. And what happens on my freaking 5-year anniversary? Freaking Jim Cramer happens. Jim Cramer, oh, what a train wreck this guy is in terms of anything he has to say about finance and investing in general. It's just like, the opposite's probably true. Jim Cramer compared XRP to Enron on CNBC on national television. This is what Jim Cramer did. So I'm going to share with you exactly what he had to say. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics. But just as a hobby and just for fun. And so a little over an hour ago, I put out this tweet. And it is amazing how time flies by. Like jumping into XRP and crypto, I had no idea how life-changing this would be for me. Truly. I mean, I hold almost 30 different cryptocurrencies, and even with the recent pullback, I am notably in the green, okay? And fine, my net worth took a hit like everybody else's when the FTX thing happened, that whole collapse. Okay, super duper. But I'm just saying, like, even with that, well, I've been in it 5 years, so there is that. But additionally, I understood there were people online talking about XRP. I didn't understand the degree to which the community, the XRP community, would fundamentally change my life in a very meaningful way. And in my earliest days, frankly, even at the end of 2017, I was like, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. I got all jazzed up about it, and I was new to crypto. And then, I actually technically created the channel. I just didn't post anything. It was at the end of 2017. And I just thought to myself, well, maybe what if I'm getting ahead of myself? I don't want to just start a YouTube channel. And then what if I am just too jazzed up? And then I lose the fire for what if that happens? And I knew I was really excited about it, but I was like, what if I lose that? I'd feel silly just getting into it and then stopping. And I was like, on top of that, I've learned quite a bit over the 6 weeks or so I've been in crypto, but I'm new and there's probably a lot more to learn. And for those reasons, I decided to wait to launch my YouTube channel. I mean, technically it was created fine, but there were no videos. I didn't publish my first video until December 14th, 2018, because I found by then we were in the bottom of the bear market. I found my interest was not waning. I started at the bottom of the bear market, and I had learned so much over the previous, 12 plus months at that point. And so I did launch that. But my gosh, the friends I've made online, even though I haven't actually met anyone in person yet. I think that is going to change. I think Well, there'd be good reason. But I'll talk about more about that in a separate video. But I would love to get some meetups going and meet a whole bunch of people in the space. There's so many people who are like, I've met friends, but it's like online, but there's still real relationships. You know what I mean? But my gosh, this is my favorite hobby. It's changed everything so positively in so different ways, and it's chaotic and volatile AF, and I'm here for it. I love it. I think things on the whole will only get better despite any negatives that have happened over the last 5 years, all the hardships that we've gone through here. And so all that to say, I put out this tweet. I wrote, 5 years ago today, I bought XRP for the first time, weeks before its most insane bull run in history. I spent years accumulating. I've never sold a single XRP, and I never will until there is a new all-time high and we enter a price discovery. I firmly believe this will happen. That was my tweet. And I will say, it was such a weird time for a person to first jump into crypto. Because XRP was a 22 cents or so when I first bought it. And then weeks later, it starts an insane run, jumping up to almost $4. What a weird time to jump into crypto. It was exciting. It was fun. It was neat. And I was living for it. It was exciting. But my gosh, I couldn't have imagined what would happen over the next 5 years. And we still haven't seen a new all-time high. But don't forget, when XRP was first traded, in 2013, it took 5 years for it to hit that all-time high. So like the fact that we're a little, I'm a little over 5 years into this, like, okay, whatever. And in terms of crypto adoption in general, yeah, there's been a lot more adoption than in 2017 when I jumped in, but my gosh, as far as I'm concerned, this is an immature market. It's still early days. And it is kind of weird for me to look back and be like, okay, I've been here basically for half of the time that XRP has existed. I remember thinking, I wish I had been in a year sooner. And now I'm like, okay, well, I've been here half the time. So it's just, I don't know. It's all perspective though. And some people ask some questions. So I'm going to highlight a couple here. Perfectly reasonable questions, by the way. Somebody named T9 Crypto responded to that tweet from me and said, question, why didn't you sell some at last all-time high? And totally fair question again. And I responded and said, I hadn't accumulated too much. So if I sold everything at all-time high, it would have been inconsequential. Honestly, I was having extreme trouble getting money into crypto in late 2017. Exchanges were overwhelmed and stopped accepting new customers, and there were banking limits too. And so I'll say, even though I cited the fact that exchanges were, not accepting new customers in some instances, I actually got onto a number of exchanges, so that wasn't like the biggest problem for me. But once you set up an account, there are still restrictions, and so credit cards are being accepted. Sure, there's that too. But in terms of getting money from a checking account, it was almost impossible. It was. I don't remember all the specifics, but I was like, I can't get money in. I want to get money in, and I could only get so much in. That was it. And so that's why at that time, I was like, sell at that all-time high. Who cares? I didn't care. Like, so fine. My investment went up, whatever the multiplier was, from 20-something cents up to almost $4, but So it's like, so I could buy like, I don't know, what am I going to buy? Like 5 pizzas instead of 1? No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that little, but I'm just saying, you get the gist of it, right? It's like, it wasn't going to be life-changing at all. And then there was this from @didDueDiligence on Twitter, wrote to me, and because again, I just stated that I haven't sold any XRP ever, and that is true, and I'm never going to sell until there's a new all-time high and we enter price discovery. And this guy was a bit surprised by that, perhaps incredulous, and he said, really? I'd accumulated for years, but sold a fat bag at 1,000% profit last April, and really don't understand the mentality of those that are proud they didn't. It's like, when I think of what I'm doing with XRP, proud is not the first thing that I'm doing. I'm excited about it. I think it's interesting. There's all sorts of things that I could say about it. I've never thought about, I guess to some degree, I guess I'm proud because I'm able to control my emotions and I have goals that I've set. I guess in that sense, okay, fine. It's not the first thing I think about though. And so I responded to him and I wrote, it's not difficult to understand. I think it will be worth way more in the future. I just don't know when. When XRP was worth $2 in April of last year, I didn't know if it would keep going up or come back down. But the space will grow and coins move in tandem, so I wait. After XRP hit its all-time high in early 2018, I suspected at some unknown point in the future, it would hit a new all-time high again. I decided that's what I'm waiting for. The price action in between is inconsequential to me in terms of my buy, sell, or hold interests. You just had a lower threshold to be enticed to sell your XRP than I ever have. Some people have higher thresholds than me and won't sell unless or until it hits $15, $25, $100, etc. I understand their positions. It's easy to understand. I just have different goals. And that's it. And some people, when I say that I'm going to start selling, after all-time high, maybe I'll be selling around $4 or $5. I'll start selling some of it. So I've gotten some responses from people like, are you kidding me? You're going to sell that cheap? I get that too. And then this guy was thinking, why didn't you sell when you were massively up? Well, again, like I said, I think that XRP hit its all-time high, $3.92, according to Live Coin Watch, on January 4th of 2018. After it started going down, it was clear we're in a bear market. I believed then, and I believe it just as much today, that we will see a new all-time high. I don't know when. Even before jumping into crypto, I already understood how the psychology of market cycles work. Just look at the stock market. I understood it's the same human DNA that makes people act as irrational. It's just more volatile. There's less money. I got all that. So, the fact that it may take 5 years or 10 years or who knows what it'll be. That's not a turnoff to me, and I don't feel the least bit impatient. I'm just waiting. I don't control that stuff. But either that's going to happen or XRP is going to go to zero and I ride this bitch to zero. That's it. One of those things is going to happen. For me, it's binary. Zero or moon. That's it. Period. That is what I'm interested in. And if I'm wrong and my hopes and expectations are wrong and it goes to zero, well, that would be awful. I don't think that's going to happen. But if it did happen, you know what? It's fine. It's a substantial amount of money right now, honestly, for me personally. Subjectively, I feel that. But I've never counted on crypto for retirement. That's another thing that I set for myself. Invest what you're willing to lose. Now, it's become substantial, fine. And I think it's going to become way, way, way more substantial. Perhaps even equivalent to like winning the lottery effectively. Not that it's, it's not so luck-based and, you have to have some serious grit and mental fortitude in order to make it happen. So I'm not saying it's the same in that way. But just in terms of suddenly having a lot of money, very quickly, fine. Maybe it'll be like that. We'll see. But I'm not counting on that for me to live a happy, healthy, productive life. So again, it's just about different thresholds. So what sounds weird to me? What I have a harder time understanding is why people don't understand that I want something different than them when it comes to XRP price or pick your crypto. Some people have lower thresholds in terms of what will entice them. Some have higher thresholds. And it just puzzles me when some people don't understand that people want different things for various reasons. Isn't that kind of obvious? And it's a fair enough question. I'm not saying that to be insulting, but that's just the way that I look at it. So I just thought I'd share it. Now, as far as Jim Cramer, my God, what a piece of work. Let's talk about this. I transcribed a portion of what he had to say. This is a clip shared on Squawk Box. That's the program, the official Twitter account for the program on CNBC. And so the host on your left there said to Jim Cramer, I want to get your thoughts on what CZ said on the future of crypto. I also mentioned too, because as I run through this, they mentioned somebody named Barry, and through context, my best guess is that they were talking about Barry Silbert, Digital Currency Group, but I don't know that. They could have been talking about a different Barry, and I didn't see the segment when it was live. I just saw what they shared here on Twitter, so I'm going to read it. The name Barry's in there. I have no additional context for you. But that's not the part of this that matters. I just wanted to mention that so that you're not like, Moon Lambo's just glossing over the fact that he said a name that's not otherwise mentioned in the video. Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it now. So there we are. So check this out again. The host said, I want to get your thoughts on what CZ said on the future of crypto. So let's pause and note, of course, CZ, I'm sure most of you are aware, but in case you're not, CZ is the founder and CEO of Binance, which is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by volume. And here's what Jim Cramer had to say. And this is just offensive because he literally is comparing XRP to Enron, which is bonkers. So, and by the way, Enron, mind you, they were, I was looking up some stuff about this. I was just so curious, like, you're really comparing to Enron? And this just happens to be one of the articles I pulled up from August 3rd, 2021 from the BBC, The Collapse of Enron and the Dark Side of Business. Enron, an energy company, which was doing some very illegal stuff, which is not the purpose of this video, but I'll just mention, they were the 7th to largest company in the country. Like seventh. And it was all fraudulent. It's crazy. And that's what he compared XRP to. So here's what Jim Cramer said verbatim. As far as your interview with CZ on crypto, I find the level of arrogance for people who think crypto is good shocking. Pause. I already have to pause right there. We got one sentence in on this damn thing. It's arrogance? I think crypto's good and I'm arrogant? Or is it more likely that you are clueless, Jim Cramer? Think about this. Even if we're just talking about XRP because you compared it to Enron, let's talk about XRP. How about it? That's a force for good. Are you even aware? Of course, he's not aware. XRP is being used via on-demand liquidity. It's just one thing. It's just the most well-known use case, which he still seems oblivious to. On-demand liquidity helping some of the poorest people on the planet hold more money back for themselves. Because the cost to move money around the planet utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, my gosh, it's life-changing for some of these people. Like you're talking about reduction in costs from like what? If you're talking about utilizing RippleNet and also specifically on-demand liquidity, what, over 60, 70%? It depends on how much friction there is in the corridor. But as a result, the savings can be passed on to the customers. This is a force for good, helping some of the poorest people on the planet, and I'm arrogant for thinking that's useful? And you're shocked by that? That's completely absurd. And then we've got the United States dollar on the other side, and he's propping up the dollar. He's a little critical of it, but still the dollar, like that thing's getting printed into oblivion. And so he says the following. I mean, I have problems with the dollar, the same problems Barry has in terms of the huge amount of debt. But there's clarity, and you know that there's debt, and you can easily switch to gold if you like, or some other asset. Maybe real estate is better. We can put up these currencies, and I question, what do we know about Solana? What do we know about XRP? And the answer is zero. Whoa, okay, stop. I'm not even going to talk about Solana. I don't really know. I don't own Solana. I'm not for or against it. I don't own it. I really don't know much at all about Solana. So set that aside, because there are over 20,000 different cryptocurrencies. I know nothing about the vast majority of them because there's over 20,000 of them. Solana is one of those that I know just about nothing about. But when you're talking about XRP, I'd say I'm well informed. What do we know about XRP, Jim Cramer? Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, XRP, it's computer code. That's why I actually tweeted out the following. After I came across this, I wrote, Jim Cramer asks, what do we know about XRP? And compares it to Enron. He really said this on CNBC. Well, Jim, if you'd use a damn search engine, you could learn everything about it. It's not secret. It's computer code. The ignorance of this guy is astounding. Who trusts him? And so look, it's a decentralized cryptocurrency, XRP is, that lives on the XRP ledger. It is just computer code. It's distributed ledger technology. And you can track all the transactions. You can know everything that you want to know about it just by searching. That's it. There's nothing more to it. It's not a stock. It's not something controlled by a company. It's an entire vibrant global ecosystem. And you got the audacity to say this because you were that clueless, Jim Cramer? Oh my gosh. I don't have much patience for this stuff. People are entitled to their own opinions, but this isn't the first time he said nonsense about crypto in general. And the more he says, the more I'm like, this guy literally, he's famous. He's on CNBC. He does not know what the hell he's talking about. He does not know what in the ever-loving hell he's talking about. And then he says, after saying that, what do we know about XRP? The answer is zero. He says, and the reason why we know zero is because the government doesn't feel that it should be regulated. Pause. You're wrong again. The government intensely wants XRP and every other cryptocurrency on the damn planet to be, I'd say, over-regulated, heavily regulated. Do you know that the SEC is coming after XRP specifically, not just Ripple, but specifically XRP, claiming that it per se is a security? Or I bet he doesn't know this. He's freaking the biggest securities case, non-fraud case in decades, and I bet he doesn't know a damn thing about it. He mentioned XRP at the time because it's one of the cryptocurrencies that was on the screen that he was looking at. I think that's why, anyway. My gosh, the government doesn't think it should be regulated? What? And then he says, and we can put them up, and we could have put up Enron. It was a very well-traded stock. So, I mean, I question why we put these up. I know that's maybe seditious, but I question why we're not allowed to question things. No, Jim, you can question whatever the hell you want. I just am acknowledging that you don't know what in the ever-loving hell you're talking about. To say XRP and then in the next sentence start talking about Enron as if these things are equivalent. One is a decentralized cryptocurrency that it's not like it's sentient. It doesn't have any sort of special powers in that way. It's just people using computer code in a decentralized fashion. You're comparing that to a company that was an outright fraud, collapsed to zero after being the 7th largest company in the United States? Are you kidding me? The apples and oranges, son. What in the ever love? And you had to do this on my 5-year anniversary. You had to talk about this. Freaking Jim Cramer. My God. Oh, he could not be more wrong in terms of his views certainly in crypto, but largely in terms of investing in finance. Like, the more I see from this guy, the more I'm like, if I just do the exact opposite of him, I'm going to be fine. It seems like that, right? In a lot of cases, at least. Holy freaking hell. So there we are. I'm sorry if I blathered on too much, but I don't know. I don't talk about, my crypto past that frequently. I have before in the channel, certainly. But I don't that much, and I thought on a day like today, maybe I'll just go a little bit more in that direction than I normally do. I hope that was okay. Hopefully it was interesting. I mean, if you're listening now, hopefully it was captivating enough. I mean, I love hearing stories like this. So, like, I'm happy to talk about this on a day like today. But the journey for all of us is insane. And I think it'll be more fun one day when I can sit down with some of you listening and I can hear your stories as well. I would love, like, in person, like on a patio, have a couple beers or whatever. That would be fun. And then just share ideas about crypto and XRP specifically and all of that. Look, in life, I'm a 39-year-old man, and I'll tell you this, I know this. You do not choose in life what you're interested in, you discover it. And for whatever reason, I discovered crypto and I discovered XRP, and it grabbed me. And typically in life, when that happens, it's a good idea to just run. If you just actually feel that strongly about it, because I don't know why, not entirely. There's the financial aspect of it, of course, but it really gripped me. And I kept researching exhaustively. And I'm sure many of you have done the same thing, but for some reason, there's something about that just grabbed me to the point where I even wanted to start a YouTube channel and start yammering on about it every single day, right? I feel very thankful for that. Most people aren't interested in most things. So when you get bit by the bug on something and you run with it, it's a delight. It's rewarding. It's one of the things that makes life valuable. And for me, it happens to be crypto and XRP. It is. I'll take it. I am happily accepting that. It's absolutely enriched my life, and not just financially. And I know XRP, my average buying price, by the way, probably about 25 cents as I record this. It's what? 37, 38 cents. And yeah, so I saw it at an all-time high of almost $4. I saw it at $2 last year. The story's not done, folks. I'm not crying over the fact that XRP is 38 cents. I am not the least bit impatient. I'm very patient. And however long it takes, I'm going to be here. I've made my decision. That's it. I am firm on that decision, period. So again, thank you all for humoring me and letting me speak about all that stuff, as well as bitch about Jim Cramer, because what in the ever-loving hell. Let me know what you're thinking. How are you guys doing today? What'd you have for breakfast? You can tell me anything you want in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And when I don't, I wonder if I did something wrong and you don't care about me anymore. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan!